Hey guys, Emily Van Buskirk here at the Senior Bowl in Mobile, Alabama with my friends and fellow sports writers, Crissy, Froyd, Michelle, Bodkin. We are gonna break down what we saw at today's practices for both the American and the national teams. I'm gonna start with what I saw from the national team, which was not a whole lot. Not overly impressive, and it was a very chaotic practice. The Dolphins coaches, while they're great guys, definitely had a more lax feel, a little more unorganized, not as much energy as we saw in the afternoon. So that was kind of the vibe for the morning practice, but we did get to see Coach Gerald Alexander, former Cal athletic football coach, catch up with one of his former players, Cameron Bynum. I talked to both of them after about reconnecting at the Senior Bowl, and Cam said that it was awesome having Coach Alexander out there, pumping him up, getting him going in the drills, and Coach Gerald Alexander said that he thinks Cam has a very good shot at making it in the NFL. So that was kind of fun to catch up with them and see that connection. Now, Michelle, what did you see from the American practice?
Right. Well, to your point, the energy level was just way better come the second point, or the second practice of the day. And on top of that, it was a little more organized. It felt like there was a little more rhyme and reason to what they were doing and why they were doing it.
The Panthers, you got to see,
the Panthers versus the Miami Dolphins. My goodness. And I think that lended to, there were some really great moments on defense today. I think the American squad has some ballers on defense.
Yes.
Between Jabril Cox, Richie Grant, Sean Davis, like they all had really standout plays today, and I can't wait to see what happens tomorrow.
That's awesome. Richie Grant, definitely one of the guys that I came in wanting to watch. And we got to shout out the Clemson guys, Amari Cooper and Amari Rogers. Well, I keep saying Amari Cooper. Amari Rogers and Cornell Powell had great days today. We know Kim was happy getting to shoot them, so that was fun. Now, Crissy, I've got the quarterback guru here with me. Crissy, what did you see from the quarterbacks today that you liked, what you took away from the practices?
Well, in the first practice, I was mainly watching Felipe Franks just because he is an SEC guy, and then Ian Book because he's just another guy that I'm working with this offseason. But Franks, I think he had some ball placement issues there. He's definitely the more impressive guy if you're looking for someone with an NFL-ready frame. He really, and just in that aspect, he really outshines everybody else here. But I'm not going to knock him too hard for just some of the things I saw today, just because of the way that he did really resurrect his career at Arkansas, really resurrected that program, as a matter of fact. And as far as Ian goes, I have watched a lot of his tape. Obviously, this is a quarterback that I am working on, like I said, this offseason. But it's just interesting to see it on display, just to see how much, like his coaches have told me, how much he really evades pressure, how much he could really extend a play and just make it his own, on top of how good he can be as a passer. And then in the second practice,
Kellen Mond.
Kellen Mond. Another SEC guy.
And you got to talk to him last night, which is awesome.
I talked to Kellen last night. He kind of compared some of the coaches here, the same mentality of Jimbo Fisher, someone that he works so well with. Kind of like Franks, like I mentioned earlier, some missed opportunities. I think that there were some times he was throwing outside of his receiver. There could have been some better placed balls there, but he had some nice passes though, and the same way that Franks kind of bounced back. To me, Kellen has always kind of made some big statements about how he could be the best quarterback in the SEC, things like that, and I think that he's backed it up this season at A&M.
Yeah, well, I think Mac Jones would have something to say about that. And speaking of Mac Jones, saw him in person, quite a beast himself with the thickness. He is a thick quarterback, and you don't see that when you see it on TV, so getting to see him in person was awesome. So anyways, that's what we got for you today. We're going to be back tomorrow. Make sure you follow us on Twitter at SidelineSass, at EmilNem,
at Crissy_Froyd. Don't forget the underscore. And at Bodkin247.
Stay with us. We'll be back tomorrow with more content from the Senior Bowl.